Martin, welcome. This is another one this weekend. Man United is playing Chelsea. My name is Elijah Charles Kiag.
And my name is MC Shilenje. Welcome to this big review of the biggest game of this weekend. And I know you'll never miss what you're telling you now.
Isn't it? I mean, guys, that journey for 500 is still on. The numbers are growing. We thank you very much for taking this journey with us. You know what to do. Just down here, subscribe. Even before we talk about how Man United is going to lose against Chelsea. Down here, subscribe. All right. Let's talk about the big numbers first, just before we even talk about how this game is supposed to go. Shilenje, you're a Chelsea fan. I don't know whether you're a Man United fan or Chelsea fan. There some guys have been calling you Chelsea fan. Nation knows that you're a silent Man United fan. You're not taking it anyway. Now, Man United is playing Chelsea. Chelsea have failed to beat Man United in their last 7. Why?
I think this is a very, very interesting fixture of the Premier League. There is always a time when one team dominate the other one. Even as much as United, as Chelsea has failed to beat United in the last 7 games, across the Premier League teams, Man United has lost so many games against one opponent. That opponent is Chelsea. Chelsea is the one team that has had so many victories against United than any other team in the Premier League. So in their various spells of competition, there are usually those times when United dominate Chelsea, and the other times when Chelsea dominate United. And at this moment in the last about 3 seasons, United have really dominated Chelsea. But come to this season, Chelsea is a very different team, and I feel we are just in a period where Chelsea again is going to dominate against United, just like in an earlier period of between 2012 to 2015-16 there, when Chelsea really dominated United.
Here's the thing though, well, I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself the question. We do know that when you look at the last 7, then you will say, well, Man United might actually hold Chelsea out. Why do you think that this time that run might actually be ended by Chelsea?
It might end because
remember, they have a new caretaker manager.
I know, they have a new caretaker
manager. With a lot of firepower, with a lot of players now trying to prove to the caretaker manager why they need that starting spot.
The previous 7 meetings, you can bear that when these two teams met, United was always on the driving seat. They were a bit better than Chelsea. Chelsea has had so many problems in terms of transitioning, and at the moment they just look like they've found their foot now. They are really trying to get the results, very consistent. They have a very stable defense, and that is one asset that Chelsea has. If you look at the Chelsea teams in the previous seasons that does win the league or major trophies, their greatest build is on the defense. When Chelsea has a good defense, then you expect you're going to be in problems when facing Chelsea.
Pretty much. Now, out of the last 4 games, Chelsea has failed to score against Man United. Do you think this time around that you have that you won't be able to score against Man United?
No. Chelsea is going to score. Chelsea must score.
Yes.
This season, Chelsea has how many? Has 15 different goal scorers. 15 of them, each with a goal. It shows you that this is a team that is not depending on any individual to create a goal. And the defense is a very big menace. They're really scoring. Reece James is on fire. Ben Chilwell is scoring. This other guy, Chalobah scoring, Rudiger scoring.
Quite also coming in with very beautiful set pieces in terms of
exactly
as well. All right, let's talk about the kind of people that you're actually, the kind of the players you're going to actually miss from this game. Talk to me about that. Ben Chilwell might actually go for surgery.
Yes.
There's an injury that he picked in that game that you won against Juventus.
Yes.
Is it going to be a big miss for Chelsea now?
I don't think so.
And is that one good thing that you talk about when it comes to Chelsea? When you have a big name player like Ben Chilwell out, but when I ask you, are you going to miss him? You say, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because you see, when Chilwell is out, who comes in? Alonso. And you know who Alonso is? Very good offensively, in set pieces, very good. He's always arriving in the final third. He's always in the box of the opponent, and is a guy who is a big game player. I remember he's already scored against United in previous games, and he's a player, of course, who, without any doubt, you like to be in your team. So as much as Chilwell is out of the team, is a blessing for Alonso to take up this position. And Chelsea set up in a formation at the moment that each player coming in can easily fit into the system.
And you can actually give that to Tuchel later.
Yeah. He's really done a magnificent job. He's turned around the wheel, and any player coming in, you cannot feel the absence of other player because also N'Golo will be out.
Actually, that's one player that I want to also talk about. N'Golo Kante is out as well, might be out.
Yeah, might be.
I don't think Tuchel may want to play him in this game because he only twisted his knee in a week. Do you think he should risk for N'Golo Kante to play against Man United?
No, he shouldn't.
Why?
There is
he's a big game player.
Kante. He's a big game player. Yes. But we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic is there, Jorginho. These are guys who can deputize him because we are going into the December busy schedule where you're playing each 3 days.
And a lot of players picking injuries.
Yeah, picking injuries and a lot of fatigue. Yes. So you need to protect your players at the moment. If a player has a small injury, I think you can omit them in the player. And for the case of Chelsea, where every player is performing, they shouldn't have any problem. Without Kante or without Ben Chilwell, they should be well because they've already shown that.
Pretty much, those are the key players that we expect you to miss in that Man United game. But let's talk about a player who you would expect to have back. Romelu Lukaku is coming in. Question is, do Chelsea players or does Tuchel really need to start Lukaku? Because during this period he's been out injured, you guys have scored so many goals to the point that everybody is asking, why did we need Lukaku after all in this game, in this team?
No doubt, big player, but I think he can come in as a sub, perhaps in the second half.
Yes.
Because he's not fully fit. And the risk here is when you play him in this game, which is a very big game, very physical. He's playing against his old team, and this is a very emotional game, both to the player and to the team. He's likely not to be psychologically fit for the game. So I feel it's better he can come in because the other players who have been playing in that position in his absence have been performing. So there is no problem. He can come in when the manager feels the game is a bit stable, that Romelu can now play part into the game.
This is my opinion, and I think maybe Tuchel maybe won't listen to me. He's already made up his mind on who's going to start and who's going to start. But I think Lukaku needs to start this game.
Why? Why should he start?
Just because of one reason. If you start Lukaku in that game, then you're giving him more attention. And you're releasing a lot of players in that team can actually get to cause more trouble because then Lukaku's main role in that team now is just to hold on to the ball and invite the attack that we've seen actually Chelsea get into even without him being in that team. If you give a weak Man United side Lukaku to play against, they're going to throw more players to Lukaku. And right now, I'm looking at that defense again. We're going to talk about that. Maguire is out, isn't it? And Varane is out. So you're giving Lukaku, Lindelof and Baye, that means you're releasing more players, isn't it? To actually go at that defense for Man United. I think Lukaku should begin because his influence in that team is not just the goals, as we've seen since he came in that team. It's just to invite more attack. It just gives more dynamism, I would say, to Chelsea's front line when it comes to attacking. What we've seen from Chelsea this season is that anybody can score. Any other person can score in Chelsea. So if you put Lukaku in that team, you're improving the ability for any other person again in that team to come score.
There's no problem.
Yes.
He can start, but I feel you should start him when he's fully fit, especially when he's playing against United. And the defense line that you're mentioning of Bailey and Lindelof, quite very physical.
I would say it's a frail defense.
It's a battle.
Yes.
He's going to a battle.
Yes.
And he needs to be fully fit. And I think Kai Havertz has been taking that role very well. He's been taking the pressure, holding the ball, inviting in the wide players, the likes of Reece James and Ben Chilwell, who have been always arriving into the box of the opponents. And I feel if Rome is very fit. Yes, he can start, but for me, he can come into the second half after Kai Havertz has done his job.
Here's the question that I want to ask you now, because the next talking point is actually what Man United fans should listen to. Number one, Harry Maguire is still out, isn't it? Still suspended. We do have Luke Shaw has a head injury. Varane is out, and Pogba is unavailable as well, because he's already out. We do know that he's already serving. Is this the last game that he's serving, isn't it? When you look at this team then that's going to face Chelsea, then you compare this same team that faced Liverpool, this team looks weaker, in fact. Couldn't you say that? So are we going to see another dismantling of Man United again? Because I think the way Chelsea has been playing, they knocked Juventus 4, they've been knocking teams again, upwards of 5. In fact, if you look at their last 6 home games, they've scored what? 17 goals. That's a lot. That's almost 3 goals. That's 2.9 goals plus an average when they've been playing at home. Man United are coming in, they're low on confidence. You will say that as well. They're low on confidence despite what they did in the Champions League midweek. Do you think that Chelsea is looking at this team now and saying, I mean, why not score 4 against Man United?
From a footballing point, or maybe the manager's notes.
Just before you answer, I asked you that same question when Man United was going to play Liverpool.
Yes.
And I asked you that question. You actually had your doubts, and you saw exactly what happened against Liverpool. So don't use history here, because Man United, what we do know is that this season they've rewritten their history. I mean, all the history books for Man United have been rewritten. Do you think Chelsea is looking at this game and saying, well, walkover?
No, what I'm very sure is Chelsea is going to win the game, no doubt.
Yes.
But these key players missing out is always a blessing to other players perhaps who've been overlooked. And when these players come in to take their positions, they really try to impress the manager. So we don't know in this case.
But who's that? Shilenjo.
You know them. You know them.
Who's that?
You know them. You mentioned them. The likes of Bailey.
Well, let me take you back to the Liverpool game.
No,
hold on. When you mentioned Bay, I told you that and it was actually verbatim. I said he might make mistakes again because number one, he's low on confidence. He's not been given a lot of game time for Man United, so he might come in, yes, play, but he might make those mistakes. He actually made a mistake that led to goals.
No, he didn't. It was Maguire. It was Maguire.
And Bailey as well.
Maguire, sure, who made so many mistakes.
Yes, and Bailey as well. He was part of those mistakes as well. Here's my thought. Yes, you might give them games right now, but then it's when they're just starting. But you just can't start against Chelsea.
No, but at this moment, who is going to play?
And Sancho is just starting.
No, who's going to play?
He can't just start against Chelsea.
In such a case where you have a depleted squad, who's going to play?
That's what I'm telling you.
It means the players that you have, the ones that have been shadowing those roles, have now to come in and play.
They'll come in and play.
Yes, and this is the case now.
Come in and play.
Yes.
And try and prove to the caretaker manager
that
indeed I need a starting point or a starting position in this team, but then I think they'll just be starting their season.
Yeah,
it's too late for Man United to have good players who are just starting out.
I'll also tell you, maybe from the past games, in such situations, Chelsea has played 2 games in similar situation with the caretaker manager who has just come in a game towards the Manchester United match, and the 2 games ended in a draw. These are games maybe where a team might decide to control the damage and say, yes, we're not going to lose this game. We know you're not going to win, but you don't want to lose. So let's just play and try maybe to get a point. We sit back and defend the whole game. We frustrate them because this is a top team on great form at the moment. Or maybe if we lose, we don't lose to a bigger margin. Something which I think
I think the second one is the one that makes sense right now for Man
United. I
mean, you have to lose against Chelsea. You're going to lose against Chelsea.
Yes.
I mean, if you go by the stats, then I mean, 17 goals in 6 games. They've only conceded 4 since they started this season. I don't think, and Man United is not a team that has been rising up to the occasion most of the times in the Premier League. They have to lose against Chelsea. They're going to lose against Chelsea. The question is, by what margin? That's exactly what it is.
And I feel the margin might not be the same as 5 for Liverpool or 2 for City, I mean, or 4 for Leicester, 4 for Watford.
Yes.
I just think
Watford beat Man United 4 goals.
4 goals.
And this is what I keep on telling you though, that when it comes to teams in the Premier League now, each game sort of looks like a derby. I mean, I would not be surprised if a team like Newcastle right now that is down in the relegation zone at the league, coming up and beating a team like, I don't want to jinx Arsenal's game because we're shooting this video just before Arsenal play. Probably coming to beat a team like Man United. It's not unheard of. So for me, when you look at exactly the way Man United lost against Watford, and then missing these key players who can actually come in and sort of lighten the mood for Man United. They have to lose against Chelsea, but then the margin is what we're talking about here.
Yeah, the margin might be small, but
let me ask you
definitely
this
they're going
to
lose.
What is going on with Bruno Fernandes? 14 games for Man United, no goal. I mean, when we're talking about then the chances of Man United probably scoring against Chelsea, then you have to expect players like Bruno Fernandes have to play a good game. What's going on?
The ball isn't recovered yet. No, he lost a ball. It's not been recovered. He has to recover that ball before he scores another goal. Anyway, that's on a lighter note, though.
14 matches.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I feel. I talked to you earlier. The arrival of Cristiano is going to affect some players.
I don't think so.
It has.
I don't think
These are the impacts. Because earlier on, Bruno was used to assisting Marcus Rashford. He used to assist Greenwood. He used to assist Cavani. Those players are no longer playing at the moment. And he's trying to find some kind of partnership with Ronaldo at the club level.
Yes.
Because they play together, yes, at the country level. But on that side, and they are quite different, where now he's trying to change his game into Ronaldo is the man. He has to put all the balls to Ronaldo, because we've earlier on Bruno used to try those long range shots. He could play as if he's the guy, the main man on the United side. But at the moment, he knows that these responsibilities are shared, or maybe most of them taken by Ronaldo. Yes. So he doesn't have that huge pressure to perform as he was before. That's why his numbers have gone down.
Yes.
Yeah, drastically.
Is it possible for you to look at the way Bruno has been playing and then blame his performance on Ole's system? Is that what has affected him? What were you saying? Well, the main man here is a Cristiano Ronaldo. So get the ball, look for Cristiano Ronaldo.
There's no doubt about that, because every United player has changed their playing position into one-man team. They have to locate Ronaldo in his position with the balls. Even if a player was in a scoring position, he still has to look behind and see where Ronaldo is.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about another area that we really have to talk about here, is that when you look at the way that Chelsea has been playing, let me just read for you the stats, and the big stats. All right, lost only 1 out of 12. That's a big stat since we started this season.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 out of 12, conceded only 4 in 12. You have 17 goals in 6 home games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one man again in that team who's a standout defender this season for Chelsea. Reece James, we can say that again, he scored again against Juventus in the Champions League midweek. But then when you come back to the league, out of the 7 games that Reece James has been able to start, he's got 4 goals and 4 assists as well in that team. What is going on with Chelsea's system of play? Shilan, you're a Chelsea fan. Can you talk to me? What's going on? You guys are out of this world in terms of
first of all, it's a very big credit to Frank Lampard.
Yes.
He promoted the lad from the juniors to the senior team.
That's one mistake that you guys made in Frank
No.
Lampard. Just 2 more games.
It was never a mistake.
Frank Lampard would have been here.
It was never a mistake. No. He couldn't because of the system he was playing. But if you look at the system Tuchel is playing,
yes,
he's giving the wing backs freedom to overlap, to move into spaces, to play as both wingers and as fullbacks. So in that case, Reece James is bound to thrive. Even if you look at the numbers of Ben Chilwell, he's also scored 3 goals. Reece has 4, James has 3.
Yes.
Shows you that this system of play is really allowing the wing backs to have freedom to move into attack. And really, what you need to be sure is that going forward in the season, He's going to be a big player for Chelsea. He's going to score more goals, not even the 4. He's going to, he might hit the double digits towards the end of the season, and is the main factor as to why Chelsea might win the league.
All right, let's just quickly go through the stats for Man United as well. They're good and bad as well as they go into this game. Now, Man United have lost 5 of their past 7 games. Wow.
Terrible.
Terrible. All right. In that process, they've conceded 17 goals in those 7 matches.
So they concede 17. Chelsea scores 17. Big problem.
Now, if they lose
Yes.
against Chelsea, they shall be equaling their record of 3 successful losses in the Premier League.
No, it will
Let's
happen.
continue. If CR7, all right, scores against Chelsea, it could score 800 games for club and country. That's a big number. All right, but now Cristiano Ronaldo has failed to score in 10 appearances against Chelsea. And lastly, Chelsea's side is first and scored the least against. But numbers for Man United there in that stat. Do you think that something might happen here? Because I don't think they will be ready to equal that.
I don't think.
3 successful losses.
I don't
in the Premier
think.
League.
What I know, United may try to limit the damage of
What
not
is the game
losing
plan?
to many.
Come defend.
Yeah, defend and maybe
That's it.
defend.
No, come defend. Don't lose it.
Defend, don't lose.
Don't lose it.
Yeah. Yes, we are not going to win.
Don't lose
But
it.
don't lose.
But don't let Chelsea beat you.
Yeah,
That's it.
of which I don't know if it's going to work because Juventus tried the same,
But
they ended up with 4. So Chelsea, yes, shall win.
feeling like a
but,
good Chelsea fan.
Yeah, but I feel maybe the margin might be a bit small.
Yes.
But Chelsea will not concede against United.
All right, let's end this like this in just 2 minutes again. Now, what we do know is that Man United are in talks to get a new caretaker manager. Right now, they have a caretaker manager, Carrick on the wheel. Apparently, the wheel is started well, okay, because they won in the Champions League. Fine. That whole area for getting a caretaker manager, instead of looking for a substantive manager to come in and get the ball rolling right now, is that another mistake that Man United are making?
Until
Please say yes.
until they get that manager is when we
please say
can know.
yes.
It might be.
What the hell are you doing?
It might be.
No, hold on, Chilenje. What the hell are you doing? How many times have we seen Man United pick the wrong managers on the road since Alex Ferguson? A lot more
Around
times.
5
I
managers.
wasn't even for Ole coming in to take over Man United's job. I mean, there were a lot of questions on the line when Ole came in for that job. Now, you have a caretaker manager in Michael Carrick, isn't it? You're looking for another caretaker manager.
So, I mean,
what the hell is going on?
Simba.
No, hold on.
No, Simba,
Why
come on.
can't you look for a manager who's going to come in right now and start the process of turning around the club right now?
No,
you and I
Simba.
spoke before we come for this
No,
video.
yeah,
Before we came here for
but-
this
but
video, isn't
you
it?
do-
Hold on.
Yeah.
Man United probably now need to look at even the players they have right now in that team and say, are these the players that we need to take forward in this team? Do you think they're going to give a caretaker manager that responsibility of coming in to sign it? We're getting into January. The January transfer window might be is going to be open soon. Do you think that this caretaker manager who's coming in is going to be given that? What are they doing?
I don't think
Because I don't
so.
think they would have given him the money to sign the players.
At the moment, I think the available manager is high-profile manager is Zinedine Zidane, who is not, who doesn't want to come to United. He's waiting for either PSG or France national team. So
why can't you then move on with Michael Carrick until you end the season?
who's Carrick?
No, just
Who's Carrick?
No, hold on. Why do you need a new caretaker manager? So you can't.
No, I'm asking you, Simba.
My point is.
No, Simba, come on.
Fine.
What's the
fine.
difference between Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I will answer that question
They're on the
like
same
this.
team.
No, I'll answer that question like
Yes.
this. Why do you look for a caretaker manager when you already have a caretaker manager?
Who's that?
Because you're saying...
Who's the caretaker
hold on,
manager?
Hold on. The only reason you do not want to have a full substantive manager is because you're saying we still don't have the manager to come in and run this club.
I think for them, they need a mature manager, yes, caretaker, because they're not sure of what they want. I feel
That's what that's what the problem
they
is.
still don't understand what they want.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Because a caretaker manager will not come in probably and be given the leeway to sign in new players.
So and this is the reason
from January onwards.
This is the reason
getting your manager as well.
This is the reason why they're going for the caretaker manager. They still don't know what they want, and now they don't want to risk to employ a manager who may fail to perform towards the end of the season, and they need to get rid of him, which will be a very a big mistake. So they're bringing in somebody whom they can employ for 6 months. If he performs well, if he doesn't, they know at the end of the season, Pochettino might be in, and they get him. So at the moment, they're in talks with Ralf Rangnick from Germany. Good manager, it's said so, but we need to see him in Premier League because there's a very different league. Yes, he's mature, but I feel it's still an understudy of what they've had in previous managers.
That's a stupid Man United making stupid old mistakes again. I don't understand why you have an interim manager.
No, but the biggest mistake they did is to let Ole go. Ole should have stayed.
Ole should have stayed.
Yes.
We loved Ole.
Yeah, I mean,
Ole should have stayed.
Ole was everything. He should have stayed. Why did they let Ole go?
I also wonder.
Yeah.
Man United.
Too bad.
Let's do the predictions right now. What do you think is going to be the scoreline once Man United play Chelsea?
3-0.
3-0.
In favor of Chelsea.
In favor of Chelsea.
Yes.
Spoken like a true Man United fan. Shilenje. All right. Mine is 3-1. Sorry, 4-1 in favor of Chelsea. Because I think the way Chelsea have been playing, 17 goals in 6 games, considered only 4 in 12, lost only 1 in 12. I don't think Man United really have the threat to take to Chelsea. And remember, they are at Stamford, aren't they?
Sure. At the bridge, where nobody climbs the bridge.
Man United, pole bwana.
Yeah.
Vitu zinaendanga mbaya.
Prepare.
Kesho mtapangwa tena.
Prepare.
Mangeti hawapangwi. Kesho, things are really bad for you.
This time they'll forgive us.
That's it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, guys, continue the subscription journey. 500 is coming. 1,000 before the end of the year. We are so sure that we're gonna get that. So far, we've done enough. All right, till the next one.
See you.